What's up, everybody? Welcome to the IOP family. I am your host, Money with a brand new episode. Welcome to the beginning, and don't forget to stay. We're going to get into the inspiration and honestly just breathe in the true meaning of what it takes to create opulence in our everyday lives. On today's episode, I have an amazing guest and a friend of mine, Kemya Scott, who goes by the brand name Miss Kemya, who is here to talk about Marketing Sparkler. Hello. How are you?
Having a great day so far.
You know, that's all it is. Be excited to be here and have a great day. That's all. That's it. Episode done. No, but it's amazing to have someone like you on here, you know, someone who truly is out there doing what they need to do to be able to help others, you know, be able to channel the importance of what it takes to do your marketing when it comes to, you know, TikTok and things like that. I think it's just amazing. And I think it's honestly great to finally have someone that's out doing the content and being able to inspire us and also keep us on track and make sure we're doing the right things. So could you tell us a little bit about who Miss Kemya is? Who is this amazing woman?
Yes. So I am Miss Kemya, and I am a marketing strategist and social media manager for small businesses. Some people identify as small business owners. Some people identify as solopreneurs. Some people identify as side hustlers. I support all of the above. And I am a marketer by trade. I have been doing this for over 25 years. I know I don't look old enough to say that, but I am. And I absolutely love marketing. I loved marketing and branding before I knew technically what it was. And I support business owners through a variety of things, all the way from creating marketing strategies through executing those marketing strategies with a handful of done-for-you services.
Wow. A woman that's done it all. I love it. And I'm so glad to have you on here because I know there's just so much information that we're going to learn, and I'm excited. You know, I may use some of those tips too. I'm going to need to use some of those tips, you know, so stay tuned, everybody, because we have the good stuff here. So what can you tell us that pushed you to embark on this journey? Like, what was the moment that you said, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. This is my passion, and this is where I feel like I need to go next.
So it's so funny when I tell this story, you know, people ask me that. And like I said, I loved marketing and branding before I knew technically what it was. So when I was in college and it was time to pick a major, I'm a B school person. Like, I'm just a business person. And I looked at all the majors and I realized that marketing was the thing that would always keep me employed because every business everywhere needs marketing. And I always loved branding. My passion is fashion. My passion is entertainment. And so marketing and branding was a natural, logical step. And I've stayed in it because it has evolved so much and it continues to evolve. And I feel like no matter where I work, who I work with, or what I venture onto next, I'm going to need a foundation of marketing and branding to succeed. So that's how I actually got into it as a profession.
Okay. So you see anybody who's on the same tracks, you know, or similarities, or you're seeing where, you know, there's parallels there. Look, here's the next step. What are some of the things that you want the listeners to know about Marketing Sparkler? Like, what should they consider if they're looking to pursue the similar journey? You know, we want to know the true knit and grit, because here's where everything, you know, and I think you even inspired me when you said, you know, it's one thing for people to be inspired consistently, but it's another thing, you know, for people to say, hey, this is the next step. Because I think that's a lot of the times, a lot of us, we are scared of that next step, you know, because we don't typically know what it is. So what can you say for people who are looking to embark a journey in the marketing field and consulting and things like that? You know, that's where we want to give them a little bit of, you know, guidance.
Okay, so if you are trying to find your passion, trying to figure out if you want to dip your toe in the marketing field, one thing to keep in mind is that marketing is more than TikTok. Right. Marketing is more than commercials. There are so many things related to marketing that you can do without being in front of the camera. And so the one thing I would advise anyone to do is figure out what are the things that you like to do and what do you not like to do. Now, for me, I'm a writer who doesn't call herself a writer. I'm a graphic designer who doesn't call herself a graphic designer. I love branding, but I like being behind the scenes. So certain things I don't like, so I would not chase that path in marketing. I'm a marketing strategist because I'm the person behind the business owner, putting everything together and making a business owner shine. I am perfectly okay with never being on the camera. If you are like that, then consider the behind the scenes roles in the marketing industry, whether it's copywriting, graphic design, strategy, market research, data collection, those types of things. If you like being in front of the camera, which is totally okay if you do, just be honest with yourself, okay? If you like being a front-facing person, then from a marketing perspective, you might want to think about branding. You might want to think about doing things on site related to marketing. You might want to think about event planning, event promotions, event production, street teams. All of these things that I mentioned fall under marketing, the marketing industry. It just depends on what you want to do. So I always tell people, be honest with yourself about what you like to do. If you don't like to write, then stop trying to be a copywriter. If you know you suck at graphics, stop trying to use Canva and being a graphic designer. That's not you. So it totally depends on what you like to do. But that's definitely the first step. Is sit down with pen and paper. Yes, I said pen and paper. Don't sit trying to type on your phone. Just sit down and identify what are pros and cons. What about your personality do you like to do? What don't you like to do? And then from there, things may become a lot more evident with what path you should be pursuing as it relates to marketing.
Okay. We got to get down to pen and paper, and I think sometimes we're just overstimulated with how, social media has pretty much tried to design us to use their platforms to be able to market, that we forget that sometimes we got to go a little old school and just grab a pen and a piece of paper. And sometimes it's going within ourselves even to say, hey, this is what I like to do and these are my passions. How can I be able to personalize that, while at the same time, trying to be what everybody else needs as well, so it is interesting to see that sometimes it just takes you being you. Cause I feel like as soon as you're yourself and you're more authentic to yourself, people are going to naturally gravitate to you, whether they're at the same frequency or a little bit better, people are always going to gravitate to you. And I think that being able to take those steps for yourself is really important in that. And, just learning how to market. I mean, that's something that we all want to do if we do want to start a business or, run, for example, this podcast. I have to learn even what is it like being on the marketing scene, and because I am my own producer, I am my own director and things like that, but I'm also my own marketer, and it's interesting because you didn't realize you have that many skills until you're doing something like this, and then it's like, voila, here you go. Let it all flood in. So it's really interesting to see, but I am so glad that some people really do need people like you out there. We really do, because sometimes I feel like, oh, I could have done this a little bit better, and it's nice to know that there's someone out there who's willing to help you, especially if you are the one that wants to be in front of the camera. There's a whole other world to that, because you're having to be confident within yourself to even get in front of a camera, and then at the same time learn how to manage everything. So it's really great to know there's people out there that are willing to help with that. So what is one other thing that you can tell someone who's still questioning if this is something meant for them? What is one more thing that you can say that would possibly spark that, but then also initiate it?
The one thing about marketing, if you're still questioning it, it's not for you. It's just not. I can answer that question for you. If you have to question whether you want to step into this industry, this is not the industry for you. The reason I say that is because it's not a 9-to-5 go home industry. It's not an industry that remains stagnant. So if you have to question it, you are also questioning how much time you want to commit to this. You are also questioning your skill set, your confidence, and you are also questioning, what your trajectory is. Because the one thing about having Google is that you can learn whatever you want to learn. So if you are questioning whether you really want to get into the marketing industry, this is likely not the industry for you. It could be in the future, but at this time, it's not. And the reason I say this is because with the evolution of social media, literally anyone and everyone calls themselves a marketer. Now, they're not me, but they technically call themselves a marketer. So if you are on the fence and questioning it, then you're not ready to step into this industry, because you can't hide from it. It's just everywhere. And like you said, with the evolution of social media, there's literally no barrier to entry in the marketing industry. Zero. So if you're still on the fence, this is not the time, which is totally okay. It's totally okay. Because I tell people there's a big difference between, I'll use TikTok as an example. There's a big difference between using social media for your personal and using it for work. It is night and day, night and day. So if you have not dipped your toe into the water when it's technically a free platform out here for you, whether it's setting up a website, you can do that for free. Blogging, you can do for free. You can join any social media platform for free. You can take Google classes for free. If you're still not sure, this is not the time for you, and that's perfectly okay. Figure out if you should step into it because you don't know which section to step into, then I would recommend you perform the exercise and just figure out what it is you want to do. And then just find people like myself and ask to talk to them, ask to interview them, read their blogs, read their stories, read their abouts. Go follow people that are doing what it is that you want to do. Because when you follow people, and I'm not talking about the most popular gurus on the planet with bajillions of followers, I'm talking about the people that are actually doing the work, not the people with humongous people. Go follow the people like me in whatever it is you want to do. And it may take you some time to find them, but they will help you figure out, okay, I like writing when I was in school, but I'm not a copywriter. Or I always like making posters, when I was a kid. Should I step into graphic design? See, I've done all of those things. That's why I know what I like and don't like. Reflect on what you've done that has nothing to do with marketing. What did you create? What did you read? What inspired you? Figure those things out and then go find people, like I said, that are doing what you want to do, and reading their stories and just kind of following their journey will help you figure out if that's the path to take. And so if you're getting warmer and warmer, like, you know what? I know people that like certain things about marketing, dislike others. Okay. Some marketers dislike social media. Then they shouldn't be social media managers, right?
Right.
You can do. So marketing is one of those wide open fields that you can literally apply any of your talents to if this is the industry that you want to get in. You just have to be more introspective and figure out what it is about marketing that attracted you in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Is it color theory? Do you love colors? Are you a creative? Okay, then you might want to look at branding as a sub-segment of marketing. There are specific people that only do branding. Do you like throwing parties, meeting and greeting, making connections? PR, great segment to be in. Technically, it's under marketing. Can you sell water to a whale? Okay, then you need to be writing sales.
If you can sell water to a whale, then that's it.
So you need to be in sales and it's working in tandem with marketing folks. So again, it really is just reflecting on what your natural strengths are. And then you can get professional development to build upon those strengths.
Okay. Are y'all listening to Miss Kemya? That's the real question. She is saying how it is, because it's, that's the thing about this platform. Like, I want people to understand, like, who I'm bringing on here has something to say that they can benefit from, benefit from knowing and sticking true to yourself, benefit from, even if you do have all those childhood dreams, go back and look and see what inspired you at that age, and then come forth and do what you feel like is best. For example, this podcast. I remember sitting with my grandmother at the age of 5, watching the Grammys, watching, premios, and I told my grandma one day, I don't know how I'm going to be up there or what way I'm going to be up there, but I'm going to be up there one day receiving an award. And it's interesting because I had a conversation today talking to someone about when I was a kid, I would even practice in the mirror, like how it would feel like to receive an award and what my speech would be and things like that. And I didn't realize that this whole time I've been waiting to step in my element. I love giving voices to others. I love for people to hear my voice. I'm okay with sitting right in front of a camera, and it's really just truly my element. And I actually learned that podcasts also gain awards. So you know what? I said, this is exactly what I need to do, and I was able to be on a radio station at one point doing an interview and having my grandmother listen to it, and she was just very proud of me because she's like, you always said one day you're going to be up there. I don't know how far you're going to go up, but if you're going to keep going up, just keep going, you know? And I think that's the most beautiful thing. But I realized it was me going back to my childhood dreams that initiated all of this, you know? And now I'm initiating that opulence of what it is mentally, emotionally, you know, health and wealth, and also just doing the things I love to do. That's me taking on initiating opulence, which is why I created IOP, you know? And it's just nice. It's nice to remind ourselves you can be a kid, but also pursue it. Don't just get inspired by yourself. Just pursue it. Put your foot down. Take that step.
And experiment. You know, it's okay to fail, because every failure is simply a lesson that you need to go through. It's something you learn. And so I find a lot of times people won't take that next step because they're afraid to fail.
Right.
And, you know, for that, I would challenge you, okay, but what if you succeed? It's okay to do something that you are unfamiliar with or you're uncomfortable with. And let's be honest, if you're comfortable doing everything, you're not challenging yourself, which is totally, but be honest with yourself, you're not challenging yourself. You should be uncomfortable. You have to challenge yourself. That's the only way to really grow as a human being. And so don't be scared that you'll fail doing something. There's no such thing as failure if you learned a lesson from it. It's an experience, and life is full of nothing but experiences. So if you're not sure what to do, I say do it all. You're not sure you want to write? Go ask somebody, can you write some sales copy for them? If you're not sure you want to be a graphic designer, email a person like me. Hey, you know what? Can I create some images for you so you can give me a testimonial? If you want to step into branding, find somebody with a raggedy looking brand or a brand that you think you can put your own spin on and say, hey, I'm working on a project for my portfolio. Can I work on yours? People have messaged me for those things. Right. I've done private interviews. I've worked with people. I'm saying this because it works, because these are all the pitches I receive. I've been doing this a long time. You'd be amazed at what people pitch me for, and I actually answer. Moni can tell you.
Yeah.
Question or pitch me, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatevs. I mean, that's just literally how I am. But just find people that are doing what you want to do and ask them if you can be a part of it, or if you can work for them, or if you can work on a project. That's the way you learn and experiment and grow. Everybody's not starting with a paid consulting gig, because I'm going to be honest. You asked me earlier about consulting. You can't consult until you know what you're doing and you have a codified system in place. Okay, so don't step out thinking you're going to be a consultant. Don't work that way. You have to have experience in order to know what a consultant actually is and what they do, because a consultant tells people what to do. Okay, so if you don't know what to do, you can't be a consultant. I'm a consultant. I'm not a coach per se. Now, I coach people, but I don't call myself a coach. I'm a consultant because when you pick up the phone and talk to me, I'm going to say, do this, and this, in this order, this, and this. That's what a consultant does. They're there to assess the situation and give you specific direction based on their experience. So you have to gather experience in order to consult. So just figure out what you want to dip your toes in. And if it's more than one thing, do more than one thing. Pitch this person to work on their brand. Pitch this person to work on their graphics. Pitch this person to build their website. Who says you can't? Nobody said you had the one path. I am a generalist. I'm a marketing strategist, but I would technically be considered a generalist because I do A to Z. I've done a little bit of everything.
He does it all.
And that's fun for me. I don't even work in a specific niche. The reason I don't is because that's going to bore me. I have a creative mind and a creative vision, so I have to do different things. I work in a variety of industries that people don't even know the industry exists. So I do that on purpose because that challenges me, okay? I do things to challenge me as an individual, and that's how I professionally develop. That's how I grow my business, expand my brain, but also expand my business and expand my network. So don't be afraid to take the next step and really reach out to people who can support what it is you're trying to do. You'd be surprised at how many people will respond if you simply ask the question.
Right. And it's true, y'all. It's true. I literally said, Miss Kemya, come on my podcast. All right, let's make it happen. All right, let's do it. Sometimes it's just that simple, you know? And look at all the things we are learning, you know? And I think that's where it's at, because some people think it's so complex, and really it's just sometimes just simple. But we get caught with the idea of where we're already trying to be versus how to even start those steps to walk towards there. You know, we're already envisioning ourselves there, which is good. You know, if you're envisioning it, that means you're already doing it because you already see where your potential can go. But it's also important for you to remind yourself of how hard, and it's not even that it's hard. Sometimes it seems seamlessly, you know, because if things are meant to be, they will align as they should. But like, so, you know, you gotta understand that, you know, every person that's been successful in whatever they've done, they always talk about what, you know, at the cost of hard work and sweat and tears and, you know, things like that. That's where that story is. You know, a lot of people can't wait to share their success story, but they're afraid to take the steps towards the success, you know? And I think that's important for people to realize. So if you are, you know, trying to do marketing or, you know, get in that world, don't be afraid to go and do the small things first. Eventually they will grow. And the more you get in touch with it and the more you continue, the more you will learn. And there's no failure. There's no failure, because the reality is if you're not failing at something, you're not really trying. So it's important to keep pushing. So could you tell us what is next? Do we have anything to look forward to? Let us know, Miss Kemya.
Well, let's see here. I'm always learning, always growing. So I continue to blog. My blog is over a decade old. I will continue to post more videos. I joined and published my first TikTok video January 1st, 2023.
Woohoo!
I am publishing every single day. That's something that a person who's been doing it this long, that's something new for me. So if I can do something new, I don't know what you're waiting for.
Right.
But in addition, you know, I have a membership. It's an e-subscription box, and it's full of marketing templates for small business owners and solopreneurs who do not have a me on their staff. They don't have a marketing department, but they still have to do all the things, because as a solopreneur, you are the coffee maker, copywriter, the marketer, the graphic designer. You are all the things. And oftentimes starting with a blank screen is where so many business owners get stuck. And so my membership is designed so that you never have to start with a blank screen, whether you have to write customer service emails, whether you need to do your business planning, whether you need to figure out what to post on Instagram. You know, that's what it's really designed for. So I continue to add to that and continue to evolve the membership. I really want it to be a full-fledged academy. I have tons of digital products I'm always working on, and I will be releasing some new trainings this year. So that's really what I'm working on, to give tools and products and support to business owners who can't necessarily hire me one-on-one, but they still need my brain.
They still need, yes, or some guidance. Yes.
Yeah, you still need to know what I tell you to do. And so really when I do like my online trainings, that's really how I design them. When I design my courses, it really is, okay, what am I doing? Not the theory, but what is Kemya actually doing on a day-to-day basis that you don't see me doing? That's the part of the wisdom that I try to impart to people when I develop digital products, because marketers tend to glorify certain things, and our audience thinks things are very rosy because they see the bright lights and they see the notoriety. You don't realize all the behind the scenes work that we do. You don't see that it might have taken me an hour to write a social media post. You don't see that I worked on this one blog post for 3 days because I couldn't get the wording just right. Like, it's certain things you just don't see. I try to explain to people, these are the tools that I use. This is how I use them. This is the way you may think I use them. This is how I actually use it. This is why I use them. This is what I pay for them. This is why I use this versus this. This is how long it takes me to do this. You know, this is how I repurpose this. I really try to give you, in my audience, what I actually do on a daily basis and how those things have evolved. Because I've been a social media manager for literally a decade, actually more than a decade. So what I did with my first exclusive social media manager job is not what I do today. So I try to help you bridge the gap so you're not wasting a bunch of time. And so that's really what's on the horizon for me, is just creating more digital products. You know, of course, I consult and I do done-for-you services one-on-one for clients, but I'm also creating and releasing more digital products so that other people have access to my experience and my brain and what I actually do on a day-to-day basis. So you can skip the headaches and skip the missteps and just, you know, kind of change your trajectory so that you don't have to go through all the mistakes that and learning curves that I had to go through to do this.
Right. You see, y'all, Miss Kemya over here just initiating opulence at its finest. Look at her. Look at her doing everything, you know? And I mean, I'm telling you guys, if you need assistance, reach out to her. As a matter of fact, tell everyone where they can find you.
Yes. So, of course, you can find me on TikTok at Miss Kemya, but you can find me at marketingsparkler.com. That's where I live. All my links are there, my blog. Now, I tell people this, and people laugh when I say it, but it's true. When you go to marketingsparkler.com, there are over 700 blog posts. So my website is not a website that let me check this out real quick. It's not that kind of party over there. It's a pull out pen and paper, something to take notes with, because you're going to be there a while. Now, if you want to meet me, see what I'm about, find all my links, you know, whether you need to fill in a contact form, find my phone number, find my email address, all those things. I live at marketingsparkler.com. And there you can read up on my story, but you can also read about how the different facets of marketing intersect. You can read about some of the products and services that I offer, but then you can also learn just about marketing, generally speaking. Like we were talking earlier, if you are not sure what you want to do, go check out a category on my blog and read about it to see, oh, no, that doesn't sound like anything I want to be involved in. Or, yeah, that's kind of cool. I mean, you know, it's because I write about all sorts of things related to marketing. And it's some like random chats because I like marketing and operations. So it's just like general business information on there from like budgeting and knowing your numbers and things like that. But if you want to learn anything related to marketing, the industry, or small business marketing, if you're doing it on your own, visit me at marketingsparkler.com.
Yes. And of course, y'all all know that I will have all the links in the description box below. Well, Miss Kemya, thank you so much for joining the show and sharing your wisdom and, you know, really keeping us on track. You know, we definitely needed that. We need that refresher, you know, and you're, whew, girl, you bring it all. But, you know, it's really important. And thank you so much for sharing that with my listeners. You know, I hope whoever takes this with them, you know, just be inspired and just take that next step. So thank you so much, Miss Kemya, for being here.
Thank you for having me. And use Moni's example. Like she said, she reached out to me. I said, sure, let's make it happen. That's literally what I said. If
right.
She just reached out to me and I was new. I was only a couple weeks on TikTok. She's like, hey, it can literally be that simple. So don't overcomplicate anything. Just take the first step.
Yes. And for my IOP family, as always, thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe on all of our platforms. Hasta la próxima. Ciao for now. Bye.